Occupying Till He Comes at Southwest Prophecy Ministries.
Welcome, friends. This is Dane Rome, your announcer for today's Last Days Beacon program. Thanks for listening, and thanks for joining us. Just a reminder that these programs are supported by your gifts to this ministry. If you would like to contribute to this ongoing faith ministry, simply go to our website to contribute. Our website address is www.swpm.us. You'll find a donate link on the homepage. The website address again is www.swpm.us. Thank you in advance for your prayers and support for this faith ministry. January 22nd marks the 45th anniversary of the infamous Roe v. Wade Supreme Court decision that has led to the murders of approximately 60 million American citizens. Well, because January is Pro-Life Month, we're devoting several podcasts to the subject of abortion in America. Our January gift offer also relates to the subject of abortion. But I'll tell you more about that at the end of the podcast. But for now, let's join Dr. Dave Schnichter for today's program.
Thank you, Dane. It was on January 22nd, 1973, in the infamous Roe v. Wade Supreme Court decision that abortion on demand became the law of the land. This decision has led to the murders of approximately 60 million American citizens. My opening monologue today deals with the findings of recent congressional investigations into Planned Parenthood selling of baby parts. I will be quoting from a January 15, 2017 article by Philem McAleer that appeared on Breitbart.com. The title of the article is Congress's Planned Parenthood Investigations Find Horrifying Criminal Practices. There have been two recent congressional investigations into the Planned Parenthood selling baby parts scandal. Both were prompted by the Center for Medical Progress undercover investigation, which caught Planned Parenthood officials discussing how to illegally profit from selling baby parts. The first report in December was by the Senate Judiciary Committee, and now House of Representatives Select Investigative Panel has published its report. Neither investigation relied on the CMP undercover videos to come to their conclusions. They carried out their own investigations, interviewing officials and employees under oath and using the power of subpoena to get their records. What they found is horrifying and criminal. It's disturbing that the results have been virtually ignored in the mainstream media. So to fill this gap, here are the top 8 horrifying acts the mainstream media doesn't want you to know about aborted babies' bodies being sold for profit. The first fact is that it's wrong to say the pro-abortion crowd doesn't value the disabled. Advanced Biosciences Resources had a technician embedded at a Planned Parenthood clinic who reportedly harvested and sold the skin of a Down syndrome baby for $325. Yes, that's correct. In America today, you can buy the skin of an aborted Down syndrome child for $325. The same baby's leg was sold for $325. The second fact uncovered by the House of Representatives Select Investigative Panel is that selling baby parts is very profitable. To be clear, the law is unambiguous. It is illegal to make a profit providing organs or any part of a human for research or medical treatment. But Planned Parenthood and their business partners made a lot of money selling aborted baby body parts, according to the report. The House investigation found one case where STEM Express harvested an intact aborted baby's brain at a Planned Parenthood clinic. They reportedly paid Planned Parenthood $55. but sold the brain to a researcher for over $3,000. That's a 2,800% profit. Planned Parenthood reportedly made their money on volume sales and, quote, charitable donations from these body harvesting companies. The Senate investigation published invoices which showed that in June of 2014, that Advanced Biosciences Resources bought a fetus from Planned Parenthood for $60. From that one fetus, ABR sold its brain to one customer for $325, both its eyes for $325 each to a second customer, a portion of its liver for $325 to a third customer, its thymus for $325, and another portion of a liver to a fourth customer, and its lung for $325 to a fifth customer. Then the report says they piled on fees for disease screening and shipping. That one aborted baby reportedly brought the company $2,275. The House investigative panel found that STEM Express generally marked up the baby parts by 400 to 600%. A third fact uncovered by the House investigative panel is that there is a bountiful harvest. And harvesting is exactly what they were doing. The House investigation uncovered how technicians would look at a patient list in advance and try to sell the baby parts before the abortion. After securing the advance sale with massive profits, the technician would then be allowed to go and ask the pregnant woman to sign a consent form. This is a huge ethical breach. The person seeking consent from a vulnerable patient is supposed to be neutral in the process. In a letter to the Health and Human Services last June, the panel wrote, quote, "The fact that STEM Express was attempting to interest a customer in fetal parts before an abortion had taken place raises serious concerns that there may have been coercion or undue influence upon the patient to consent to procurement," end quote. A fourth fact uncovered by the House investigative panel is called sticks and stones. And like any other business, there can be frustrations between buyers and sellers. The House panel uncovered an email exchange between an excited STEM Express technician and a researcher who wanted to know if she could expect some parts the next day because she needed to book time at a very expensive research machine. But a baby's body is a frustratingly fragile thing. Rather apologetically, the STEM Express employee told the researcher he had a body, but, quote, "The calvarium, that is the skull, is mostly intact, with a tear up the back of the suture line, but all pieces look to be there. The limbs, one upper and one lower, are totally intact, with one upper broken at the humerus and one lower broken right above the knee. Please let me know if these are acceptable," end quote. They were. The deal was done, and a baby's body, complete with a broken leg and arm, was shipped overnight to the researcher. Fact number 5. Kermit Gosnell was not alone. Now, if there's one thing the abortion defenders agree on, it's that mass murderer Dr. Kermit Gosnell was a one-off, an aberration. In a Supreme Court judgment referencing Gosnell, Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg described him as a rogue. But then you read the House investigation report. They have interviewed, taken evidence, and secured affidavits from employees and patients of a Texas abortion doctor whose name they have redacted. I have made a movie and written a book about Kermit Gosnell and his 30-year killing spree, and the similarities with this Texas doctor are shocking. According to one employee, the doctor would perform around 40 late second or third trimester abortions every week. Of these abortions, quote, 3 to 4 infants would show signs of life, unquote. And just like Gosnell, the doctor would immediately kill them, according to the testimony. The employee said he employed Gosnell's techniques of snipping the infant's spinal cord with scissors. However, he reportedly also cut the neck with forceps, twisting the infant's head, using forceps or his finger to crush the soft spot of the infant's head, end of quote. Sometimes the doctor would also kill by crushing the stomach of the child or inserting his finger down the throat, according to testimony. And just like Gosnell, the doctor reportedly would manipulate ultrasounds to make babies appear smaller so he could perform illegal late-term abortions. And just like Gosnell, he had unqualified staff administering drugs and carrying out abortions, according to the report. Fact number 6. Planned Parenthood headquarters accused of conspiring to break the law. After the baby selling scandal broke, Planned Parenthood told the media that they had a policy that prevented their affiliates from profiting from the process. But they didn't mention that they had brought the policy in just as the scandal was developing. In fact, this report suggests a criminal conspiracy over their failure to have guidelines before this. According to the Senate Judicial Committee report, in 2001, Planned Parenthood did have a policy stating its clinics had to have an independent accountant verifying that they were not profiting from the sale of body parts. Those who did not follow these guidelines could be thrown out of the Planned Parenthood network, they were warned. In 2011, when they found their clinics were ignoring the guidelines, Planned Parenthood quietly deleted the guidelines from its requirements. By doing so, Planned Parenthood headquarters made it quite clear that they would not stand in the way of their clinics profiting from the sale of body parts. Or, as the Senate committee put it, by behaving, quote, in a manner that facilitated the continuation of those fetal tissue payments, Planned Parenthood and the affiliates' actions may implicate the federal conspiracy statute, end of quote. Fact number 7. Privacy for thee and not for me. Planned Parenthood and the companies it was selling baby parts to fought tooth and nail against the investigations. They claimed privacy was an issue. But the House investigation states that they never cared about privacy when there was a lot of money to be made selling body parts of their patients' babies. They would regularly give confidential information about their patients to help the companies plan their harvesting in advance, the report states. And STEM Express would reportedly share this information with clients so they could look at what might be available and place advance orders. The committee said, quote, the Planned Parenthood abortion clinics did not have a valid reason to provide patients protected health information. Instead, the clinic shared patients' protected health information with STEM Express in furtherance of contractual agreements that financially benefited STEM Express and their clients. Fact number 8. Planned Parenthood falsely claimed to help cure AIDS. Yes, you read that right. In order to convince women to allow them to harvest their babies' body parts, the Planned Parenthood consent form told the vulnerable women that the parts had been used to find a cure for AIDS. As a Planned Parenthood official admitted under oath to the House investigation, quote, there is no cure for AIDS, so that is probably an inaccurate statement, end of quote. They also reportedly misled clients about what they were actually harvesting. The consent form only described, quote, pregnancy tissue, not a baby's arms, legs, eyes, brains, and skin. That's the end of this revealing article. Friends, our featured product for January is a DVD entitled Baby Parts for Sale, subtitled An Inside Look at America's Most Shocking Industry. Even though this film was produced in 2001, nothing has changed. Planned Parenthood is still selling baby parts in violation of federal law, and we are still waiting for Congress to shut down this grisly practice. After I close today's podcast, click on the link featured on the screen to view a recent undercover interview with Planned Parenthood employees who speak openly about selling baby parts. And now Dane will tell you how you can order a copy of our DVD, Baby Parts for Sale.
Thank you, Dr. Schnitker. Friends, our featured product for the month of January is an excellent DVD entitled Baby Parts for Sale, an inside look at America's most shocking industry. This film investigates the illegal multi-million-dollar-a-year baby parts trafficking industry, which is one of the most lucrative businesses in operation today. Yet most Americans are unaware of its existence. Many have heard about the controversy surrounding fetal tissue research, but have no idea how the tissue is obtained. To obtain a copy of Baby Parts for Sale, simply go to the homepage of our website, www.swpm.us. That website address again is www.swpm.us. Simply click on the slider at the top of the homepage for this film, and it'll take you directly to our online bookstore. You may acquire the film Baby Parts for Sale for a gift of $15.99 plus shipping and handling. The website address again is www.swpm.us. And please join us next week for another Last Days Beacon program brought to you by Southwest Prophecy Ministries. Until then, this is Dane Rome saying thanks for listening.